gaydar a little bit, like sharpen it, before you go out.
Okay.
But it does work, you just kind of, depends on your personality too. Like if you are like quiet, or shy, compared to me, like loud and stuff, then you want, and you have to be willing to talk to people. Like when I stand in line at different store, I talk to people even in line. So that kind of, and strike a conversation.
Right,
I think the important thing is to strike a conversation.
Right. Exactly, because I have had supposedly straight guys hit on me in different places, and I play dumb like I don't know what's going on. So I haven't put in situations like that. I mean, I actually was checked out before at a club. I guess I can mention it because it doesn't exist anymore. It's called the Yucatan Liquor Stand. This happened a couple years ago. And he was checking me out, a buff guy, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't know what this is about, and I didn't really respond to that.
How did you know he was straight?
When someone's standing there checking out your package, I mean, he was straight because I saw him dancing with girls, and I just assumed he was straight.
I dance with girls.
Gay men dance with girls.
I dance with girls a lot.
But
I got sandwiched by 2 girls last time.
Anytime someone is going to stand there, I don't care how good you look, and you're going to just check out my package like I'm a piece of meat, you don't have a chance.
Maybe he's envying that it's on him. Who knows,
so you're going to stand there and check out the package.
Sure.
Is that what some people call it?
Yeah.
And he's straight.
Okay, fine. Maybe he's bi-curious. Who knows? I don't know. Anything is
Maybe
possible.
he was bisexual. Is that
well, remember when we were in middle school, after PE, we always say, measure up, right? Have you guys done that?
What do you mean measure up, right? What do you mean have you guys done?
I mean, in middle school when we were young, I'm sure we all done that, right? I mean,
talking about measure how big your penis is?
Yes, and you're like, oh wow, yours is bigger than mine. I wish I had yours. And maybe that's what's going on.
We actually did that when I used to work at a fast food place. We actually compared our penises, But
compared to the French fries.
Why are we talking about this?
Penises and French fries. Who's longer, right?
I don't believe
the fry of the penis.
That was like one of the first jobs I had out of high school.
Did you guys salt your penis too?
No, we didn't salt. No, William, we didn't do that. But let's get back to the topic.
So I think I think the viewer wants to hear what's our best experience.
Their input.
How about the experience that we have that works for us? You want to go first, Kevin? The best experience.
Actually, I had a few experiences, good and positive and negative, but my best experience was actually through an ad, but it was in the 90s. I think
that's before I was born.
A local alternative paper here in Sacramento, California.
And before I was born in the 90s.
You were born, whatever.
Okay, go ahead, Kevin, sorry.
Disco child. Jeez. Go on.
And, but I've also met interesting people, not at nightclubs, at different activist clubs, because I like to get to know a person first. Of course, everyone's different, but I like to get to know the person first, and then maybe romance later.
Okay.
I'm not into one-night stands.
He's very conservative.
Okay.
Or anything like that.
And why do you look at me?
I know.
I'm
not in your one-night stand.
Look at me.
There's a innuendo there, right?
Yeah. You felt the sting?
I know, there's some tension here.
No, not between us.
Okay.
But now, I personally...
Experience.
I'm not talking about my experience. Oh, you talking
the best
about
experience
as far as what my
online
experience
or grocery store.
Okay.
Produce.
Okay, for me personally, what works best for me is actually a local newspaper here, alternative, that I actually tried in the 90s. I actually met my first long-term partner through that, and that was actually a good experience. And now, since the internet is so big, everyone is on, we have so many different choices. There's, God knows, Yahoo, Match.com, there's lots of them. And actually, I think Match.com is probably one of the nicer ones, as well as Yahoo. The other ones are, I have this friend named John who fills me on all the alternative ones. And those I have found out that, for me, they do not work, but the bigger ones, I actually prefer Yahoo. I think Yahoo is pretty good. I actually met some really good people. I met another guy I dated, we both know him, that I dated for 6 months, and we're still close friends to this day. So for me, it's actually, I actually prefer the online dating. I don't think the bar is a bad thing, but you have to be careful with that. You really have to listen to people's words. If you don't want a one-night stand, there are ways to steer away from that. And I think just doing things in your everyday life. So for me, those would be the top 3 things.
What do you think about
Yahoo, the gym? Just the gym. Let's just call it part of my everyday life. That and the other.
What do you think of like gay.com? That's like universal. I mean, do you have experience? You guys have good experience with that?
No comment.
I guess not.
Wow.
Actually, with Yahoo, I've had limited experience with that. I used to belong to Out Personals, and I had a much better experiences with that. But that Out Personals, but that was a few years back.
I think it's owned by gay.com too. I think.
It is.
Yeah, it's probably
sister company.
It may not even be around anymore because it's been a while. But I actually had the best experiences with Out Personals.
Okay. And for you?
So, online is a secondary method for me. I prefer actually in person because when my friend talked about this a couple weeks ago, like when you're online, you become someone totally different. Like if you're shy and you meet someone online and you actually meet them in person, you're like, wow, totally different person. So I had that kind of experience. So
the thing that bothers me about the online thing, until you meet them, people lie about what they look like. They send you pictures that are 10 years old. They might send you a model's picture. You can pretty much tell what's real and what's not. I had someone I met through a local paper who told me they were 230 pounds, blonde, blue eye, muscular, and all this crap. Something we all dream about.
Not me, I don't know who you're dreaming, but
don't sit there.
I don't know that knowing.
Yeah, no, well, we already know what you like.
Let's not talk about it in front of people.
But on the other hand, come on. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, is that I met him at a restaurant here in town. I drove up and he was sitting on the patio, and he was wearing the same shirt. He described to me on the phone it was a red and white shirt. He was not 230 pounds. He was like 285 pounds. Wow. And I'm thinking to myself,
and it wasn't muscle.
I'm not sitting through a mercy date. A mercy date is when someone lies to you and you have pity for them, so you sit through the date. I do not, I just figured, I've been on enough mercy dates. I'm not doing a mercy date. So I went inside, I sat at the bar. He came up to me, he said, "You must be Mark." I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, have a table for us outside." So I said, "Well, actually I'm comfortable here." So he said, "Well, let me go get my stuff." So he went out to the patio, got his stuff, comes back in, and he said, "Well, why don't we go somewhere a little bit more private where we could talk?" I said, "No, this is cool."
I don't think so.
So then I was very polite to him. I didn't put him on the spot. I just said, "Thank you for meeting me. You have a good, you have a nice day." There is a way to get yourself out of a date. If someone lies to you about what they look like, their age, or anything, if you don't come clean with them, and then you basically, how I see it, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them their time.
And it's not like we don't like overweight people or people who are less attractive.
Right.
I mean, attractiveness is subjective. It's the part of betrayal. It's
it's the betrayal. So please do not. I hope no one gets offended by what I said. It was just the dishonesty, the fact that person was not honest, and that's, if someone's going to lie from the start, what basis or what foundation do you have if you're starting off with lies?
I think all of us have that experience where people actually lied. But getting back to my experience, you guys digress a little bit because it's all about me, right? So, in